Hi, this is Sandy. Thank you for watching my channel. I want to do a project share, and this is hosted by Mary Ellen, and her information will be down in the description box below. But this was a class I took with Simon Hurley, and their birthday, well, this one, the sentiment isn't necessarily for birthday. It can be used for birthday or not. But these were the cards that we made in the class, and so I thought they turned out really cute. This is Wish Big, and these dies came in the collection that we got as well in the products. And we basically watercolored the alligator. And then Simon is really famous for his Astro paste, and this is the Astro paste we got with our supplies in this kit. And it's called High Tide, and it does this pretty color. I have several other of his Astro paste from different other classes I've taken. I've got one that just dries pretty clear, except you've got the sparkle in it. Anyway, it's my, I guess I'd say, favorite way of doing glitter if I want to do something glittery on a card, because when I use regular glitter, it gets everywhere, and I'm wearing it, my puppy's wearing it, you know, the table, the floor, everything's wearing glitter, and it seems like it takes forever to get rid of that glitter. So with this Astro paste, you know, it comes in a paste, like just like it says, and so when you put it on, the glitter doesn't go anywhere, but when it dries, then you've got the nice shiny sparkle. Nice shiny sparkle. So this was one where we used a stencil to put the packages in the back, and we used a stencil to do the bows on this. And the stencil came as part of the collection. This was another card where we used a stencil, did some Astro paste for the bows, watercolored another alligator with a cake, and then stamped "I'm only here for the cake" on the bottom. And we learned how to partially die cut so that we got that image to stand out against the background. And then this was a simple one. He showed us how to make our own stencil to make the clouds in the background, and that was a really interesting idea. I do have stencils and stuff that I've gotten from other classes and stuff that make clouds, but this was really kind of cool how it happened, and I think this was what I ended up doing. But he had us just take a piece of cardstock, and just draw half circles on it, different sizes, different shapes, and cut it out. And then we use that to stencil our clouds, and then you just kind of move it back and forth so that you're not doing the same thing each time. You can even kind of do it on a diagonal if you want to make them different. But if you don't have a cloud stencil, this is a great way of being able to ink blend clouds and not have to go out and buy a stencil, because this is just a piece of cardstock that I just drew with a pencil, drew different basically loops across the page, different sizes, different heights, and then just cut it out and then just use that to ink with. I don't know that I can find where that one was at. Oh, there, I think that's it. And then then you just ink it, and when you do the next layer, then you move it over. Oh, I think that's what I did, moved it over like this, and then you just don't go clear up, you leave some white, but you do some inking above it. So it's a great way to make clouds. If I had not made this and I just looked at this, I would assume that it was using a cloud stencil, but it was, well, it is, I guess. It's just using one that I made instead of one that was, you know, cut and sold by some company. So I later then went ahead and just used it to make a background while I had the ink out and had the stencil out. make a background so that I could use this on a card later. So I just had that as an extra. But cool way to make a stencil. You could make other stencils this way. I'd never tried to make my own stencil like this before. So that was pretty cool. So then this card we stamped, "Thank you for always lifting me up," with the alligator and the balloons. We put a little bit of Astro paste on the balloons to give it a little bit of sparkle as well. And with this, we just dipped our finger in the Astro paste and just kind of put it where we wanted it on that. And then it just cleans right off of your finger. So those are the three cards that I made with this class. And I had a lot of fun making them. And sometimes I don't do a lot of mixed media because it tends to be messier than other things, but I really do enjoy it when I decide to be messy. So this Astro paste, really, I shouldn't say it's messy because it's really not very messy at all. Anyway, thank you for watching my channel, checking out the cards I made.